Plaintiff Stephen Brewer says he was 18 years old when he started dating the defendant's mother, and the defendant was only 15 at the time. So the two of them often butted heads. Stephen claims the defendant was extremely disrespectful, despite the fact that he tried to be a positive influence in his life. And Stephen's suing his stepson today for the balance due on a loan. Defendant Charles Sweat admits he's always had a problem with Stephen being his stepfather because Stephen's only 3 years older than him. Charles says there's no way Stephen can be a positive influence because he smokes marijuana. And Charles has a picture to prove it. Charles is countersuing for the cost of living expenses.
All rise. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Greg Mathis presiding. You may now be seated.
Start with you.
We'll start off like 14 years ago. I stepped into his life, tried helping him out, started a relationship with his mom. He's pretty disrespectful, don't take care of stuff. I've tried doing everything I could to, be a positive influence on him in his life.
How old was he when you
I was 18 when we got together. He was 15. So there is, a little bit of a pretty close in age. He's got a concept of he can do it, why can't I? We went through a lot of that growing up.
He can do what?
Like I would stay out late, he would think he could stay out late. Or I was driving a car, he wanted, average kid things.
Okay.
And
did he have any comments about you and his mom?
Oh, lots of things I wouldn't like to say.
Yeah, but
he's pretty rude. He doesn't believe I belong with his mom.
Why?
He doesn't think that I provide for her or give her the things that she needs. Just things like that. He doesn't, he just doesn't like my attitude. He thinks I'm arrogant, thinks I'm a jerk. He doesn't like the way that I live. Did he ever mention
the age difference?
Always mentions the age difference. Okay, that's always been an issue.
That's probably the most important issue that he has.
Like being 3 years old and trying to be my dad?
I'm not trying to be his dad, just trying to be a positive influence. I don't understand
why you don't understand that. And that's the basis of the whole problem, I bet you. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, I mean, as far as being a positive influence, a role model, I got a picture right here of a role model.
What is he doing?
I don't even have one of these.
Are you kidding me? Man, he's really getting high. I mean, you get real high.
You pulled that out.
You couldn't just smoke the joint. You had to have a gas mask on.
I have medical marijuana, so it is usable.
I know people that have medical marijuana, and I don't think they ingest it with a gas mask. Was he around?
No.
Why did he get the picture?
He probably took it off my Facebook page.
You put this on your Facebook? You're right. He wasn't ready to be your dad. He's your colleague. 3 years apart. Go ahead, sir.
In 2007,
ma'am?
Yes, I did.
State your name.
My name is Tammy Brewer.
What do you want to tell me?
I'm the mother. He has a big issue with respecting a man's home. And he became my husband. It was his home. And that's where a lot of all of this rudeness has come in. He doesn't like to...
He probably views him as a peer.
Right.
And therefore, my peer can't tell me what to do. It's hard to imagine him as a father figure, I'm sure.
Right.
So when he says, clean up, I'm sure he looks at him like, all right. Well, you were a cougar before all of them, wasn't you? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. They act like that's a big fad now. You are ahead of your time. Trendsetter. Let me hear from you.
The biggest thing that's hard for me is I feel that when he entered in, it was, okay, he's 3 years older than me. It's someone that I can go to the arcade with instead of look to as a father figure. And I think part of that is okay, maybe I do have a little bit of respect issue, but when we first hung out, it was, okay, do what I say or leave. And there's been fights between us, some his fault, some my fault.
Yes, ma'am. You want to step
was
up
gonna-
and
when
say
he-
something else?
When he refers to the fights, he came to my home and I was at work and I literally had to call the police on them because I couldn't leave work. So it has gotten really
Okay.
violent, the fights.
Are you still living there?
No.
Good. Sir?
2007, they filed bankruptcy, lost their homes, lost their vehicle, lost their job. If I'm not of a parent figure, then why do you come to me to ask me for money to help you or to come stay at my home if I'm not your parent, as he would say? We let him stay with us for 6-7 months. They didn't give us no rent. They didn't pay us no bills. They paid for themselves while they were there. They ate their food that they bought while they were there. In December, me and the wife had enough. I couldn't get along with him. He didn't want to follow the way that we did things at our home. We loaned him some money to move out on the agreement that he would pay us $100 a month until it was paid back. He did that payment for about a year.
How much did you loan him? again?
$5,500.
$5,500. To do what?
So they could get a new home and a new vehicle.
Sir, you borrowed $5,500 and live with this man 6 or 7 months free?
Not free, Your Honor. We did pay rent. We did help out. We did buy food.
No,
They did-
you
How
didn't
much of
pay
rent
rent.
did you pay?
Some months were 200, some months were less. It was what we could afford.
Okay, so it wasn't a specific charge
No,
or an agreement.
no. It
All
was just
right.
whatever we.
And would your peers do this for you? Let you stay 6-7 months and loan you $5,500?
No.
Okay. So, yeah, people who do that are like fathers. You know, whenever you can't take care of yourself, whoever's taking care of you, that's your daddy. I don't care how old you are. So, I want all these young men who are living under the roof of another man with his mother. You know, you ain't my daddy. If he's taking care of you, paying all your bill, he's your daddy. So, young men, remember that. Otherwise, get out. Just get out. Take care of yourself. If you're grown, if you don't want to follow rules, but if you're living in someone else's house, not paying them market price, not doing the things that a responsible person would do living under someone else's roof, not following their rules, then you need to leave. I don't care if he's a baby and you 20. It's the baby's house. Go ahead. $5,500. And how much has he paid you once again?
He has made 13 payments.
All right, sir, let me hear from you on the loan.
Well, I feel that I'm not entitled to pay him back because this all stimulates from, like he was saying, back when he got with my mom, the whole, us not getting along, constantly fighting, and simple and respecting him as far as simple things like horseplay would turn into a fight.
Okay, so you think that because you don't like him, you shouldn't have to repay a loan?
Well, not only that, he's also told me in a conversation that I didn't have to pay him back.
All right, when did he tell you that, sir?
I don't remember the exact date. I was over to their house. We were talking, and he brought up the fact. He said that I didn't have to pay him back.
You don't remember the month or the year?
No, I don't.
Good enough. Your counterclaim for $2,500 for the cost of living expenses. How does he owe you for you living with him?
When we would buy food, or if I had money and he didn't, I'd give him money for cigarettes and gas money. I mean, I got it broke down right
You
here.
said you would buy food
Yeah.
and you would need it?
Well, I'd eat some of it. He'd eat some of it.
And you all would determine how much each person owed for that piece of
Well,
food?
no, not really. The thing is,
Okay.
we were...
Was there an agreement that he would pay you any living expenses? Pay you?
No.
Okay, well, you can't sue a person for breaching an agreement that didn't exist. However, he presents to me an agreement you signed. You agree that you signed it, but you say he later told you you didn't have to pay.
Well,
you have no idea what day, month, or even the year in which he told you that. So I can't rely on your testimony. I'm going to rely on this instead. Judgment for the plaintiff, $4,200. Have a good day.
We'll make it through this.
You say.
You can just
We
go.
will make it
We'll be
through
good.
this. I just want them to learn to take responsibility.
Just that, he's wanting to be my father figure, but yet he's going to take me to court and sue me? I mean, what's up with that?
A lot of money.
Yeah, family.
Grow up.
I'm
They're a
trying.
responsibility.
Take
You
care
are.
of
You're the one that
yourself,
told me
you'll
not
be
to pay.
fine.
Buy motors and cars and don't pay your consumer
rods.
bill and get kicked out. That's being responsible.
Gotta have a car
That's
for
being
work.
Irresponsible.
Gotta have a car for work.
Hot rod work. Okay.
Like, you're
least I can
such
get
a-
there.
It'll be fine.
Grow up.
It'll mend.